The iPhone 12 has been a resounding success, delivering impressive performance. Stellar 5G speeds, excellent cameras, and more within a beautiful new design. But the wheel of progress is ever turning, and yes, we undoubtedly expect an iPhone 13 to release later this year. After such a significant upgrade the last time around. What kinds of tricks does Apple have up its sleeve for the next one? Rumors and leaks are already spilling, months ahead of an expected release, and here's what we've heard so far. You might be asking when the new iPhone 13 will be out. Well, most of the time, new iPhones launch and then release in September. Obviously, the impact of the pandemic pushed things back a bit. With two of the iPhone 12 models releasing in October 2020 and the other two rolling out in November. With things hopefully settling down this year and/or having more time to factor in any supply chain delays this time around, we imagine that Apple will slide back into its familiar September launch window for the iPhone 13. It's early, though. And we haven't heard anything specific on that front. Well, as for how much the iPhone 13 the cost, Apple priced the iPhone 12 mini at £699 and the standard iPhone 12 at £799. With the iPhone 12 Pro at £999 and the Pro Max at £1,099. These all seemed pretty well priced for what you got, particularly compared to the flagship competition. It's unclear at this point how many models Apple will produce this time around, but we don't expect that the prices will get any lower. Samsung has dropped its Galaxy S21 prices a little bit compared to the S20, but has cut some components in the process to get to those price points. We'd be surprised to see Apple do the same. As for what the iPhone getting to look like, the iPhone 12 ushered in a well-received update to the notched iPhone X aesthetic, borrowing the flat edges from older models for a slim, sleek look that is distinctive in the modern smartphone space. Given Apple's tendency to use its phone designs for 3 to 4 years with only minor changes, we don't expect any huge visual differences this time around. Bloomberg reports that Apple isn't planning major changes for this year's iPhone line, given all of the 2020 changes. And that the company considers it an S-like revision model, like the old iPhone 6s and previous versions that brought only slight changes. Still, there should be tweaks in tow. Mac Otakara points to supply chain sources in saying that the iPhone 13 will be 0.26 mm thicker. The iPhone 12 is 7.4 mm thick, FYI. And that a redesigned notch will reposition some of its tech to make for a smaller overall result. A smaller notch has been rumored each year since the release of the iPhone X, so we'll see on that front. TF International Securities analyst Ming-Kai Kuo has since echoed the note about a smaller notch along with Barclays and MySmartPrice, so the evidence is growing. Leaker Max Weinbach, via MacRumors, suggests that the iPhone 13 will have a matte backing with a grippier texture, perhaps akin to the Pixel 5. The iPhone 12 Pro models already have a frosted matte backing, but it's not significantly textured, while the iPhone 12 and mini are glossy. It's unclear whether he expects all iPhone 13 models to have a matte backing or just the Pro editions. Apple has recently been rumored to release a pink model of the iPhone 13. Which doesn't seem like such a stretch after the recent debut of a purple iPhone 12. As for the iPhone 13 screen features, all of the iPhone 12 screens looked excellent, using OLED panels and a resolution of Full HD or higher. And that was a nice change of pace after Apple shipped the iPhone 11 and iPhone XR in previous years with low-res LCD panels. One rumored feature for the iPhone 12 that didn't show up was the inclusion of a super smooth 120Hz promotion screen, like many of the top Android competitors. We're certainly hoping to see that included with the iPhone 13 instead, at least with the Pro models. It's that extra little upgrade that makes a pretty noticeable difference in action. Leaker Weinbach affirms the 120Hz rumor, and adds that the iPhone 13 is expected to have an always-on display as well. It's pegged to be similar to how the Apple Watch has a simplified version of its face when you're not looking at it. So there will be a minimal take on the lock screen that uses less battery power thanks to the OLED tech. That's one of those longtime Android features that Apple has never adopted. So it could be a very welcome addition if true. As for how much power capacity the iPhone 13 would have, a whole lot, we're sure. Apple has been leading the smartphone pack with its own chips the last few years, and the gap is only getting wider. The A14 Bionic chip in the iPhone 12 had a 20% bump compared to the top Android chips when it released last year. In fact, the A14 Bionic still beats the brand new Snapdragon 888 chip that you'll see in most of 2021's Android flagships. And it's even beaten by the older A13 chips on some tests. Given the annual gains seen on that front. Not to mention Apple's successful launch of its new MacBooks and Mini powered by its own powerful chips. It's obvious that the new A15 chip will once again broaden that gap even further. As for the kind of camera the iPhone 13 will have, Mac Otakara suggests that the sensor shift optical image stabilization from the iPhone 12 Pro Max will make its way to the iPhone 13 Pro, as well, along with the iPhone 13 Pro Max. Along with a 47% larger main sensor, it allows for improved low-light shooting performance. Ming Kai Kuo believes that the ultra-wide camera will feature a wider aperture and autofocus, which could be very meaningful improvements. Mac Otakara suggests that the cameras won't stick out from the module this time around, instead employing a flat surface covered entirely by durable sapphire glass. This concept render above shows what could be. And Weinbach suggests that the iPhone 13 will also adopt astrophotography smarts like the recent Pixel phones, as well as the ability to record videos in portrait mode complete with blurred backdrops. He also points to an improved ultra-wide sensor and lens. My Smart Price, which has been correct about past leaks, suggests that the iPhone 13 will adopt a new lens design, with a diagonal layout rather than having the two large sensors stacked on top of each other. That wouldn't be a huge change, obviously, although it'll be interesting to see how the Pro models switch things up with the triple camera layout. What do you think of the iPhone 13 lineup? Please let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos every day.